Only in the Deadpool song.
I don't even remember that.
You don't remember at the end where he does the whole fucking.
Oh, I
That
read an
shit was funny
interesting.
as hell. I don't know why that shit just popped in my head. Like I started the stream and all of a sudden it's like it's in my head.
I read an interesting article about Lamar Jackson last night.
What? Where he set the deadline for his contract?
Nope, something different than that.
All right. Well, welcome back, everybody. What's going on? Hope you guys had a good Saturday. Hope you guys enjoyed the show yesterday. Only two of you cocksuckers watched. Not appreciated of that. Better go and fucking like and watch the video. Watch them all, you cocksucker. Or if you want to do something better, if you have children, punish them and force them to watch us.
Well, I'm sure we're getting new viewers as time goes on.
Yeah, actually, last week we had 11 views on Sunday's episode, so we're doing good on Sunday episodes. Saturday is kind of hard.
Yeah, people care honestly probably just care more about football than they do baseball and basketball, which I get it, you know.
Yeah,
But
I get it as well, but I mean, come on, baseball right now is the hottest thing in the country.
well, obviously, because it's the only sport going on until football starts in 2 weeks. Well, three. But
Wait,
so
don't you guys play tonight?
4:30, yeah, and
Four thirty.
I'm definitely gonna try to get back to the house in time to watch that.
Yeah, just to analyze how they're doing.
Yep.
I mean, you watched? Did you watch the full Cowboy game last night?
No, I was watching it on the Stream East on the laptop while I had the Chargers and Rams on my on the stick.
Yeah.
And it was like 10:30, and I'm sitting and I'm kind of like I started the head bob, and I'm like, yo,
Oh.
I was like, I gotta at least lay down and just watch the one and knock out.
It's not like the old days when we used to do drugs, when you hit the bob and you're like, all right, let me hit it again. Yeah.
Yeah, well, let me, like,
Yeah, I get that way now. I guess we're getting old. Once you feel that first like shrug of your shoulders, you're like, all right, time
yep.
for bed.
Plus, when you, I mean, not for nothing, like, when you're working 5 days a week and, taking care of a baby and shit like that, and I mean, granted, we're not old men, but I mean, we're not fucking 22, 23 years old anymore.
God, I would love to be 22, 23 again.
Honestly, not really.
Just to
I
party. Just to party. That's all I want to do.
not even. Honestly, it's like I could think back on those days in ways I kind of miss it, but I'm like, my body can't. If I went back in time with the body I'm not saying I'm unhealthy, but like my body, like, because I don't drink anymore,
Yeah.
my body would be like a major slap to the face, like, how dare you do this to me?
I almost spit up my fucking ginger ale, you dick.
But
Well, there's always that age old question, you know. If you can go back in time to your 21, 22-year-old self, what would you tell yourself?
I'd probably punch myself in the face.
I think I'd hit myself with the ABCs of rental properties right in the face and be like, you need to read and get your money right. All right,
Yeah.
that was a little back and forth banter while we get ready.
So not really too much to report on, but so the Jets season is already off to a
Oh,
bad start.
Jesus, man. I
Zach
can't
Wilson's
believe
going to
that.
be out at least 4 weeks with a bone bruise and a meniscus tear. Now, his ACL and other ligaments are fine, but I mean, they're saying at least 4 weeks at like,
The bare minimum.
yeah, but honestly, he could probably sit out, honestly, a little longer.
Probably 6, 7 weeks.
At least, yeah. So, and honestly, I would yeah, look, I think it was that first game where Mike White played last year where he actually didn't look that bad. But I'm not trying to have him out there for 6 or 7 weeks. Honestly, just let the veteran Flacco play. Just,
And Salah's been preaching up Flacco too. You know,
yeah.
he's been saying, Flacco deserves to be a starter in this league. And I'm sorry, Robert Saleh, if that was the case, he wouldn't be on your fucking team. I don't think Flacco has it anymore.
No, but I mean, I'd rather have him than Mike
Than Mike
White.
White, yeah.
You know,
I mean,
and
Mike White did beat the Cincinnati Bengals, who did go to the Super Bowl last year. So he is capable of winning a big game, I
yeah,
would say.
I wouldn't say that. It's like we were talking about yesterday about fucking Cooper Rush. The one game he wins,
Yeah.
it's one game. Like, come on, like I'm not gonna stake a season on that one game.
Yeah. And to be frank and to be honest with everybody here, whoever watched the Cowboys preseason game yesterday, we are in trouble. We are in big trouble. I'm sorry. We led the league in fucking flags last season, penalties, and last night we at a point in the third quarter we had more penalty yardage than rushing and passing yards. We had almost 200 yards in penalties. It's inexcusable. And like I said to you yesterday, this it speaks volumes to me from the coaching staff. Since Mike McCarthy has been here, we've been the most penalized team, and it hasn't been changed or fixed. It's ridiculous.
Like I said to you yesterday as well, you know, maybe it's just time to move on already. What has he been there? 3 years already?
Yeah. So this will be his third year.
So, um, the Jets are signing Dwayne Brown to a 2-year deal for 22 million. I
Yeah,
mean,
I mean
you're gonna need
that's the
all the
right
help you
move.
can get to protect Flacco now for sure.
Well, especially I mean from the week one game playing Philly, the first series he gets fucking hurt. And this speaks to what we spoke about last week, especially for like preseason's got to go. This is too much of a gamble for your starters to get hurt just so they can get into the groove of things.
Yeah, but all right, so yeah, but also it's like look at how Zach Wilson was hurt. I mean, I get it. You know, you want your quarterbacks in such a way to be mobile and you know to be able to avoid a sack. You know, but to be running down the field or like fucking Wilson was, and just like I don't know, I just bro, you're not Mike Vick, you're not Lamar Jackson, you're not Deshaun Watson. It's like, you know what you do? You hold the ball, you take the hit, and you don't fumble it. That's it.
Or you do what Tom Brady does.
Throw it
Just
away
fall down.
or
No,
throw it
just
away.
fall down. Or Peyton Manning. All right, I'm done. You got me.
You know, it's crazy. I mean,
Look, I know the league is moving towards that mobile quarterback, but I think the league needs to open its eyes to what this is going to open up. There's going to be a lot more injuries. You know,
yeah,
traditional quarterbacks don't normally get hurt like that
nope,
because they know, all right, slide, throw it away, or just fall down.
yeah,
I mean, you're the most. It's like playing chess. You're the king. We're nothing without the king. You have to be diligent in what you're doing. Know when to take the L and move on.
right,
Like they say, live to play another down. It's preseason. There's no reason for you to be running for a first down. We're just trying to get you into a groove, see
yeah.
what's working and what's not working. Not
Not trying to do too much.
exactly now because you did too much. Now we're possibly gonna you're probably gonna miss week 1 and week 2.
Who? Zach?
Zach Wilson, yeah, he's
Oh,
probably gonna, you know,
like I said, he's not honestly. He's if I'm the owner of the Jets, even though his ACL and everything is fine, dude, you're sitting a little longer than 4 weeks. I'm not bringing you back at that 4 week mark and throwing you back out there into the wolves. I'm not doing it.
well, I mean, everybody's been talking about the cap for the Jets win. Like, how many wins are they gonna have this year?
Well, it's less now with Flacco going to have to start,
Yeah, well, the over under was 5.5 games,
and
and
I think that was a stretch.
I,
I really do.
I
I mean, look, I seen them as winning more than the Giants, but I also saw the Giants getting worse than they were last year. So, I
well,
mean,
I mean
that
that's a test within itself.
yeah, that's me though,
No,
you know.
I
But
could see why, um, but I did have a lot of confidence for the Jets to go over the 5.5 games, you know. But now, I don't know if I had put my money on the Jets on the over of 5.5 wins, I'd be in a little doubt right now. I would feel, you know, I'd be like, you son of a bitch, really? You couldn't just throw it away. You know what I mean?
yeah, um, the Browns starting center Nick Harris is likely out for the year with an injury, a knee injury. So now you have taken a major hit to your offensive line. Most likely, even though he's going to start in the preseason, most likely Deshaun might not even start the regular season. So now you got Jacoby Brissett out there. With that, you're starting center. Now you're shifting things around. Your season's off to a really bad start. It's been off to a bad start since the Deshaun Watson deal.
Signing, yeah.
Now,
And
granted, if he had no legal issues behind it, awesome.
yeah, it was a good
Fully
move.
behind Cleveland.
Yeah,
But
100%. I would agree with that.
not at this point.
No, not at this point. And especially to the fact that he publicly apologizes for the first time.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Not to the women that accused him of the allegations, but the women outside of it that he's affected.
Yeah.
So it was basically like a half-assed apology, like, "Oh my bad, I didn't know it was like that," which I think is a cop out. And for me personally, if you know and you're fully supporting yourself, where you know you didn't do anything wrong, then you don't apologize. You stand on your 10 toes and you stay where you're at.
Yeah.
Because that's like it to me, it's an omission of guilt. And by his words, I never did anything wrong. Then why are you apologizing?
It's like one of those times where you get pulled over, and let's just say the cop might kind of smell weed in the car, or you don't have your license on you, or you don't have your registration, but you have your license, and you live like 2 blocks down or down the block or whatever it is, and he's like, "You're going home, right? You live right down the block, right?" And in a sense, like this could be a lot worse than what it is. Just like, and you're like, "No, yeah, I live." Just
Yeah, just
and
shut up and
just
go.
shut your mouth and
And go.
just go about your business, bro. Like, ain't nobody got time for that. Just play your game. I seen that in a video I was watching before, and I was like, I haven't seen that in a
What?
fucking. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
I seen that, and I was like, wow, that's old, making
Yeah,
me
yeah.
feel old. But you know,
So what did you hear about Lamar?
it was an article I read because I seen the week 1 uh, deadline for the contract, but so the article I was reading, the people that wrote it, they don't believe that he's going to sign an extension in Baltimore and potentially maybe get franchise tagged the first year and kind of go like how the Kirk Cousins route thing did. But ultimately, they see him going to Minnesota. I don't remember if it was a Minnesota-based website or fan. But honestly, the way that they broke it down was if Minnesota could make that happen after Kirk Cousins, that actually makes sense because you figure the AFC is loaded with QBs. So Lamar would have an opportunity to go to a team with an offensive based head coach, new regime, you know, and essentially be the face of the NFC at least. Because Dak and Kyler are kind of like shrouded in mystery. Like, well, what are they going to be, and how consistent is Dak going to be? Can he get them over the hump? And Rodgers, he's on his way out the door. Stafford with the elbow, he's
Yeah, they're Rogers and Stafford are essentially out the door in about 2 years.
and so essentially, you could definitely make him the face of the NFC almost, like be like that. Since the AFC is loaded, he's now that main guy in the NFC if he performs.
Well, I mean, Lamar's already said like he wants it to be week 1, but he's not opposed to playing out this last year and then when the season's over, negotiating his contract to sign the extension again. Not again, but to sign the extension from his rookie contract.
Then why would you set a deadline for week 1 though?
Well, that was him because he represents himself. That's why he set that one.
Right.
But he's still like, regardless of my opinions on Lamar and the way he plays, he's not one of those players. If he doesn't get the deal done, he's still gonna now, and then that's the thing that we always talk about: contract years. I think he's gonna have a huge year.
It's possible.
Oh, you know how this works all the time.
Yeah.
You
Well,
sure you deserve that money?
9 out of 10 times.
Yeah, I mean, not 8 or 9 out of 10 times that guy balls the fuck out, gets paid, and then the next 2 years he's like, well, "I got paid. I don't need to do that much."
Right. I mean, look, I'm not saying he doesn't have a good year as a walk year, but I don't see him as that guy that is would be like that. Granted, he hasn't. I mean, he's performed better than Kyler.
So,
Second to Deshaun, but
see, I can't put Deshaun there ahead of Lamar.
really,
You haven't played enough. You mean at
no,
least he's played.
yeah, but when he was in Houston, they went to the playoffs and they were, they weren't, they were pretty good. Like,
I never feared Deshaun. Nothing about his game really puts the fear in me. Yeah, he's a very talented player. He can make the on the run moves and then make the big throw. But just when he played for the Houston Texans, I was like, okay, it's not really that big of a deal.
right.
You know,
It was more so that defense being really good than anything.
yeah, like the defense complimenting him for his style of game. But
Right.
but like I always said, for these guys, Mike, Deshaun, Lamar, you're gonna have to play probably a lot of nickel. You're probably gonna have to make that nickel defense as fast as you can. So you're gonna play the nickel defense, but instead of you're gonna take a linebacker out and put a safety in the where a linebacker would be,
Right.
and then it's a QB spy game. I mean, so you're essentially daring him to throw the ball. You want him to run because
Yeah.
you're playing a contained nickel defense. So like I fear Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady more than I would
Yeah.
them. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like
yeah. Obviously.
I favor the traditional thrower because it's like they don't have to run. They're just gonna beat you with their mind and their arm. Oh, you're not letting me throw deep? Well, here's this 5 yard route. I'll take that. Oh, here's this 3 yard route. I'll take that. Here's the 7. Here's the 10. Oh, here's the 40. And then you're sitting there like, how did he just fucking do that
But
so
you see,
simply?
but you see how he can, move around with his legs at times. When he has to get away, he goes off for some runs sometimes. I mean,
Tom Brady, yeah.
no, Aaron Rodgers
Aaron
too.
Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is definitely more athletic than Tom
Josh
Brady.
Allen, he's not a quote unquote mobile quarterback, but that boy can run. He
Yeah,
he
but
get going.
what bothers me about Josh, it's why are you like we brought this up weeks ago. How many rushing attempts he had compared to his running backs?
Yeah, he had yeah.
That's a lot. It's too much running. You're gonna get hurt. There's no if, ands, or maybe. It's when. It's gonna happen, but when is the better question.
Yeah,
Now, hopefully, with them drafting Dalvin Cook's little brother, and he could stay healthy, unlike his brother,
yeah.
that should take away at least 300 rushing attempts off of him, which I would be as a head coach happy.
So instead of rushing for 600 yards in a season, it's like 3.
Yeah, yeah. Which over 17 games,
I can take that.
I could take that because that's not that much running.
No.
You know, but they like last season they had option run plays for him. Like, are you out of your fucking mind? If he goes down, you're the season's done.
Yep, 100%.
It's done. It's fish in a barrel.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And I get it. These kids are bigger. They're stronger now. And,
More athletic.
More athletic. But it's like,
Stop it. Get some help.
and what I mean by get some help is get the guy some fucking playmakers so he doesn't have to do shit like that. Like, no one has to be a fucking a Roger Staubach, a Randall Cunningham. You know what I mean?
I mean, he's got Stephon Diggs. What other receivers they have? I don't even.
Just Stephon Diggs.
That's what I was saying. It was so
There's
like,
no more Cole Beasley.
Yeah.
I got it right here. Righty. Stephon Diggs, Davis Gabe, Isaiah McKenzie.
Great options. I mean, he's got Dawson Knox. He's
They
a
got
good tight
Jamison
end.
Crowder.
Okay.
I mean, I think that kid McKenzie, didn't he have like 4 touchdowns in that Bills game?
I have no idea.
That Chiefs game. Well, see, that's why, like yesterday when you said,
I don't know,
like
honestly.
ODB going to Buffalo, I like that move.
You see that it's definitely would be much needed.
Yes, and it adds another weapon to their offense. So now they're not so, in a sense, one dimensional at wide receiver. Now that adds another threat on the other side of the field to Diggs.
And ODB can kind of be like a Debo Samuel's kind of player.
I no,
You don't think? I mean, at least try to use him like that.
nah, because you've been hurt too much. That's just putting you at more of a risk. Like I guarantee you, they're got like San Francisco's gonna do the Debo thing for as long as they can. The moment he gets hurt, Debo's not doing that no more. Because you gotta think they just paid him out his ass.
Right.
So now they paid him out his ass. Say this year he goes for a little option run and gets fucking his Christmas tree lit the fuck up. Dude,
and now he's out for
exactly.
fucking
You're
6
not
weeks for a concussion.
exactly. Look, we'll draft a guy to do that. You just run. Just run and catch the ball. No more running.
Yeah. No, I mean,
And if they continue to do it, even after he gets hurt, it's like you're just asking for it. You're just pissing money away. And now we know San Francisco's in a window of itself trying to win a championship within 3 years.
right.
So anything that is detrimental to that is just stupid on their part, especially if Debo gets hurt and they continually want to use him like that.
Yeah.
And that kind of aggravates me where the NFL is going. The quarterbacks are running, wide receivers are being running backs. It's like, what happened to just being traditional? You're a wide receiver. You do wide receiver things. You're a quarterback. You do quarterback things.
Right.
Not, oh, this guy's a quarterback, but he moves like a running back and he can run like a wide receiver. Like, what? It's a quarterback. His two responsibilities. Hey, running back, take this thing and get the fuck away from me. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Pass. That's it. So, did you check out that Bill Belichick is splitting offensive play callings between Matt Patricia and Joe Judge?
I seen that and I'm like, yo, what does that really mean?
Well, we know what's his name? He's the coach of Oakland now. Fuck. What
Josh,
the fuck? Josh McDaniels?
maybe that's what I'm thinking. Yeah. The
Yeah, Josh
Raiders, yep.
McDaniels. Now he's a very gifted offensive mind coach. So he was the one that was calling the plays in New England. Now I get Joe Judge and Matt Patricia have been there before, but they don't have success outside of New England. But I I can't doubt Bill. I just can't. There's nothing that would say don't trust Bill Belichick. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, let's just. I mean, I'm just saying. But I mean, how much longer is Bill gonna do this?
I think Bill's gonna die as a head coach.
You really think so?
Barring, major illness that would pull him.
He's 70 years old right now.
Dude, he'll be coaching until I like I just said, until he's a dead man. I think he's just gonna coach
You think he's gonna be like one of those guys that, yeah,
in a little wheelchair with the movement and shit like that. The fucking Stephen Hawking shit. Do your job. Do your job.
right?
He just he could have walked away at any time and he would still be considered probably the greatest NFL coach ever.
He could have walked away 10 years ago, and yeah,
And been in the conversation for it at least,
for sure.
I don't think he's a quitter, but I mean, he was making jokes about it the other day about this topic. Like, well, why is this? He's like, something we're trying out. They're like, but this is weird, Bill. Like, we've never seen this shit before. He's like, don't worry about it. We just got to figure it out. Like, come on, Bill. That's what we're giving us.
That's why I bring it up, and I'm like, honestly, if I don't know.
Well, the funniest thing is, a lot of people don't like Bill Belichick, right? I love him. because his sarcasm, it's like a Buck Showalter's. Like they're like right on the same plane of like, like, hey Buck, why is this? Like, who cares? We're on to tomorrow. But it
Yeah.
just happened. Didn't happen to me. That happened hours ago. This is now. We're on to Cincinnati. You know what I mean? It's like Bill, why are these two splitting play calling? I don't know. I just want to see what happened. But why, Bill? Because that's what we're doing. Like, why are you being such a dick? Not me. I'm just telling you what it is. Like, yeah, come on,
This is
Bill.
what we're doing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just
What wearies me though is Joe Judge. I don't think he knows how to call an offense
I
because
don't feel like either one of them are right for it.
Matt Patricia on defense, I'd trust Matt on defense to call plays, not on offense. And Joe Judge, for God's sakes, he had his team take a knee on the 25-yard line in their territory last year as the Giants head coach. Bill, you think I can call plays? Yeah, when you get your own team, not now. I see what you did last year, bro. And hell no. Look,
It's like let's think about that for a second. Who would be Bill's successor? Is that someone that's already in house or
yeah, it's his son.
really?
His son's in house.
Oh, his son. I forgot.
Yeah, his son's been on that staff for a long time. Yeah, so it's definitely his son. I think Robert Kraft would be probably on board with that. I mean, look at how much Bill's done.
I mean, yeah. No, I mean that makes sense. What's his name? Do you remember it?
I don't remember his name. I think he's the defensive coordinator though.
Oh, Steven, I
Yeah.
think. Honestly, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, you know,
I mean, and
who
his
who
son,
who better than the heir apparent to fucking Bill?
exactly. And
You know,
what's out there, essentially? Like, what would you do? Go and try to sign Alabama's head coach Nick Saban?
he's just as old, if not older.
Yeah, but like, who's out there really in the space right now of head coaches that is a great head coaching sign?
And it's going to be someone that hasn't been under Bill Belichick's wing for X amount of time.
Exactly. Now,
You
wouldn't
know,
you?
so to
No, I'm saying, but wouldn't you trust in what's gotten you 6 championships?
yeah, and you got to figure his son's got at least half of that. And
Yeah.
I'm just saying, even if it's half of that, I'd rather have half of that than some I don't know, no name or whatever than
I
for
mean,
whatever's out there.
look at what happened last year with the Jaguars. They went
Well,
out and thought they got a great coach in Urban Meyer.
oh yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
this guy was walking around and kicking his fucking kicker in the shin.
Like it was own personal playground.
Yeah. Like, what the fuck? So, why not? It makes sense to just stick with what you got. And his son's probably more than qualified to run a team.
At this point, yeah,
You know what I mean?
definitely, I would say. I mean, how long? Let's see, how long has he been there?
Oh, he's been there probably for quite a while. Quite a while.
I think 2012. I think. He has worked as a defensive assistant since he began coaching in 2012. So he's been there his whole. So he's been there for the last 10 years under his father. That's crazy. And he's 35. Yeah, he's definitely gonna be the next fucking Belichick to run New England. Well, at least control the
Or
team.
at least get a shot at it.
Hey man, like you said, who anyone better? You know?
I mean, Sean Payton, that'd be a great move, but
That's optional.
I don't think like Bill's not going away tomorrow.
No, but I'm saying like this because of this that it is something that you can debate. Is this a hint at something, or is this just like really for shits and giggles because you're Bill Belichick and you can do whatever the fuck you want. You know, like I'm gonna do this because I can. Fuck y'all. All right, like go ahead, Bill, and watch it work too, somehow, some way.
Well, I was kind of hoping for, Mike McCarthy to get fucking canned after this year, which I think is inevitably going to happen. And that's why Sean Payton hasn't signed a deal.
You think he's gonna go to end up in Dallas?
I think Jerry Jones has already tampered in that already. He's like, yo, Sean, take a vacation,
Go spend time with your
relax,
family.
fuck your wife, have a
Yeah.
beer, play catch with the kids,
Play golf.
do whatever. And I got some bread for you next year. The team is pretty much already essentially loaded for you.
It's gonna be like New Orleans 2.0. And
Pretty
now
much.
watch, with him coming back and he really gets that team playing the way they should, yo, Dallas will be a scary fucking team.
You keep Dan Quinn as the defensive coordinator. You keep adding to it. The offense essentially just needs another wide receiver. Maybe they'll draft another running back to complement Pollard.
Tighten up that defense a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. With
Make
Sean
that-
Payton, I'll take
Yeah.
it. I'll take it.
That'd be
I was
dope.
excited about the Mike McCarthy signing because he had experience. He has won a team before.
Right.
But I think Aaron Rodgers covered a lot of that up. And that team itself, right? But he's just there is no discipline. Like even when I watch Hard Knocks with him, like I'm a yeller's coach. I like coaches that are gonna yell, they're gonna be on your ass, that are gonna be about it. Like there's no joke about this. There's no, hey man, you gotta do your split like that. You gotta cut. You know what I mean, hey, roll outside of him. Like what is this? His mother on the field? And when he yells, it's not even that serious. He's like, oh, God damn it, guys.
I mean, every coach has got their own style. But I understand what you're saying.
All right, put it this way. You don't even have to yell. I want a Tom Landry. We need that again. or Jimmy Johnson. You know?
Right. Jimmy
was a yeller and he was on your ass.
Yo, Jimmy was the shit.
Or I want another Parcells. Parcells was the fucking man.
Yeah, these guys don't exist anymore. Now it's Sean McVay's and potentially Kevin O'Donnell's and fucking Staley and with the Chargers and shit like
Mike
that.
Tomlin.
Yeah,
Mike Tomlin's a great fucking coach.
He is.
I'm
100%.
sorry. He should be considered. He's 100% Hall of Fame worthy.
Yes.
There's no doubt about it.
He's got my vote. That's for sure.
100%. Yeah. So the Jets are just going through it, man. Zach Wilson gets hurt now. He may miss 3 weeks of the season. Their one of their best prospects, essentially at left tackle, gets hurt again. He's done for the year. Now you got to sign a 38-year-old left tackle.
36.
I
looked him up. Remember we were talking about this like last week or the week before? I looked him up. He's 36.
Yo, where in the fuck does my mind come up with numbers? Yeah, he is. Good God, bro. No, I looked at the year he was born and I was like, damn, dude, you old. Like, you old. Because I looked at his year, I was like, yo, that's like only 6 years before I was born. I was like, oh shit, that's not that long. Oh shit, he's 36.
Yeah. I'm going to be 32.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I'll be 31 this year. Shit.
Yep.
Hey, you'll be 32 in a couple weeks.
Yep.
Birthday stream.
Birthday stream. We go. A birthday stream?
Yeah.
With...
you go get yourself an ice cream cake.
Let's see. That's a Wednesday.
No, I was joking. If it was on a weekend, that'd be funny though.
Yeah. Well, it'd be happening regardless.
Get some balloons for the background and get some party poppers.
And the noisemaker.
And the the long thing.
Yeah. Yep.
That's what probably people are saying right now. They're probably watching the show going.
Stop it. Get some help.
Yeah. Right after. Um. So I guess that's about it for the NFL news. There wasn't anything else.
Yeah, I didn't really see much. I mean, we were lucky enough to get that much. I mean, there's probably we could talk about preseason. I mean,
I mean,
how was
pick
that
up
Rams
nice.
game last night?
That was a good game
Who was it?
up
Rams.
until when Rams Chargers was the final. Hold on. It's up here. It should be right. Yeah. 29-22, I think.
29-22.
Yeah.
Well, I see highlights. I mean, I know Chase Daniels was fucking, just
Yo, he was.
throwing fucking bucket shots.
Yeah, he was lighting it up. You would. Yeah, I would say that. Yeah, Rams won 29-22. But that was a good game. Like I said, Kenny Pickett, he looked really good. Desmond Ritter from Atlanta, he actually did. He looked all right. I mean, got hit a couple times.
Desmond Ritter,
Yeah.
that quarterback that Atlanta drafted.
Yep. He
Yeah,
looked, he looked all right.
Did you look at what is it, Malik Willis?
Oh no, I forgot about him.
He looked
Did
He
he?
had one play where he scored a touchdown, but it was a passing play, and sure than shit, what does he do? Evades one tackle and then just takes off. And I'm like,
Right.
it hurts my heart, and I'm just like, why are you running? Roll it, Jesus! Like,
That's like you said. That's how these guys are now. That's the way the NFL's going. You know. Vic was the first wave. And then after him, it was Patrick Mahomes. I mean, the next, you would say heir apparent kind of like mobile quarterback, and then Lamar Jackson. Dwayne Haskins would have definitely been one of them.
oh yeah, R.I.P. to him, man. Stupid.
So it is what it is. Nothing we can do about it.
Exactly. I mean, but it's just all right. Until that style of quarterback wins many of Super Bowls, I'm not gonna shut my mouth.
No, I don't.
I've said it before. There's no way Lamar Jackson's winning a Super Bowl with that style of play. There's no way the Baltimore Ravens are winning a Super Bowl. It's already played itself out. Yes, does he deserve to get paid? We already agreed none of them deserve to get paid 200 some odd million. You know what I mean?
Right.
For God's sakes, I'm still punching my walls about the $160 million we gave Dak. But that's for, another place for that energy, as females would say. Or, all right, I'll just do it to myself.
Emotional damage.
Because it is. It is. It is 100% is. I even see on Twitter people talking shit to Cowboy fans. Like, this is how y'all Cowgirls going to play all season long. Like, dude, you don't think I know that? I didn't even watch them play last week. I didn't even watch them play the first half. I come downstairs, and the first play I see, nobody has a fuck sense of a clue in what to do or what their responsibility is to do in said play. We tackled like shit. Those kids that were out there couldn't cover a fucking bed with a blanket that was fitted for said fucking mattress. Ben DiNucci looked good, but I don't trust Ben DiNucci as far as I would trust the devil himself. Mike McCarthy, your team looked like shit. Through and through. I don't care if you want to say, oh, well, Dallas's identity now is to run the ball. Because when they came out in the first drive, and then they ran the ball, I already knew that. We knew that. That's what they were trying to allude to last year, even when they were the number one passing team. They want to establish the run. No shit, they want to establish the run. Who are you going to throw the ball to? We let go of Amari. CeeDee's going to be out there on an island by himself. James Washington just got hurt. Michael Gallup's probably not going to be ready for week 1. So we got a kid from the USFL and fucking... There you go. I don't even fucking know. So you tell me who's going to catch the ball.
Very upset Cowboy fan.
No, I'm not upset. I'm being realistic. I know what the fuck it is.
No, it's but you're definitely
You can say upset. I'll accept it. Yes, I'm a little upset. You know? Even though, like my dad said, every year we won the Super Bowl, we never won a game in preseason. All right, so I hope we do like fucking shit and that happens. But it's probably not going to fucking happen.
It might. I mean, who you play next week?
I don't even know. I know week 1 we play Tom Brady.
No, I was saying for the preseason, you should definitely win a preseason game. But no, I feel you. Yeah, week 1's against Tampa. That's a big one. That is a big one. Oh.
And I'm sorry, that's a must-win game. Right off the rip, that's a must-win game. You can't lose that game. That's a tone setter.
Nope.
That's what sucks about the NFL. They're like, week 1, let's have a set the tone game for week 1 on how the season's gonna be. Like, oh fuck. Because Tom can lose that game and everybody will still be like, it's Tom Brady. Yeah, I mean, it's Tom Brady.
You expect him to be in the playoffs by the end of the year?
We already know he's gonna be.
Dallas.
We don't know. Are they be a wild card, or are they gonna have to fight for that division? So it's like that's a plant your flag game, as I would call it, week 1.
I mean, you guys really should make the playoffs. I mean, aside from Philly, I mean, who else is gonna compete for that division? You really think Washington's gonna compete?
Nah.
So it's in a sense just a 2-team race, but it's really one if Philly, let's see how far along their rebuild and everything is with, Jalen Hurns and,
But the way that Dallas works, the funniest thing about it is it's like this. We'll be the best road team, right? So we'll win. We'll have we'll lose one game on the road, right? And lose 3 or 4 at home. Right? Get home field advantage and then lose. So what's the point of fighting for home field advantage? Just stay away.
Oh, that's funny.
I don't know as a coach, if I was a coach, I'd be like, hey, guys,
I'll be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
Look, we're gonna botch this last week's game so they can take the division and we can go play away because we're untouchable away. I don't trust us at home. Something like that.
I mean, your first 6 games this year are pretty interesting. You got Tampa Bay and Cincinnati at home, and then you go on the road to play the Giants, and you're back home for the Commanders, the Redskins, and then Then you go out to LA to play the Rams, and then you go back to play Philly, out east. So
Jesus Christ!
Outside of the Redskins, that's really.
Dude, those are all statement games. Why did they end up? Oh, wow.
Adam really fucked you on your schedule.
Dude,
at least for the first 6 games.
Jesus fuck. What the fuck, Tom? Joe Burrow, fucking Stafford again? What the fuck?
Yeah. I mean, and then you got to play the Lions and the Bears, but then you got the Packers, and that's going to be an interesting game.
I'll be honest with you, Danny.
Minnesota.
You got to watch Hard Knocks. Detroit's not that type of team anymore. They're not a pushover. They're not going to be a pushover team this year.
You don't think so?
Nah. I'm telling you, watch it. You're going to look at these coaches and you're going to be like, where the fuck are these guys from my team? You know what I mean? Dude, the coaches are talking shit to each other. One's coaching defense and one's just coaching offense, and they're talking shit to each other. It's fucking great. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Then you play
uh,
the Vikings. Then you play the Giants again at home. Colts. You know, I mean, we'll see what they're looking like with Matt Ryan and Jonathan Taylor.
yeah, but Matt Ryan usually always plays great against Dallas.
Houston, Jacksonville. Then you play Philly and Tennessee to finish the year.
Dude, that's a rough one. It could be a bad year for Cowboy fans. It could be a bad year. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
All right, so let's hop into this fantasy world. I have essentially a lot of fucking drafts for you guys this week for your third and eighth picks. So now these are the rotowire.com if you guys want to do rotowire. And the reason why I'm giving you guys this, I've been giving it to you for weeks, is I'm going to give you RotoWire, I'm going to give you Draft Wizards. This is you getting into the swing of things, practice if you've never drafted before, okay? So you can get back into the swing of things. It's against an AI, right? Or the AI's algorithm of the sports writers, right?
Right.
Who they're taking. So if I'm going to give you guys ESPN this week. Now, it's not going to be computer picks because ESPN mock drafts, you're doing it against other people. It's free. You can do as many as you want, right? So you could select the type of league you want to mock draft. A PPR head to head, which is my league and in majority of leagues. You could do salary, auction, whatever you want. That's
Right.
for. I would say use that as your tool if you already know what you're doing because you're gonna get you. It's more realistic instead of battling an AI. Yes, you could set the AI up like your league. It's still really not going to change. The sports writers and the algorithm are going to pick who they're going to pick. All right, so for the third pick on RotoWire, my picks were Cooper Kupp and Javonte Williams from Denver, Justin Jefferson, and then Javonte Williams again. Now the computer's picks was pretty interesting. Joe Mixon and Tyreek Hill. And then Dalvin Cook and Saquon Barkley. Now, the first computer-generated pick, I'm surprised. That's pretty good. That's a good 1-2 punch at the third pick for your first two picks.
Right. I mean, I initially had Dalvin Cook as a number 2 for top 15 running backs, but I mean, when I finally wrote my list for all my top 20 for positions, I have him at 4.
All right.
If he stays healthy, I mean, obviously, yes, and his injury doesn't seem too bad. Like he'll really miss any real time. I mean, he'll probably be fine for week 1. And
Well,
as,
yeah. Go
he
ahead.
just has to stay fucking healthy, man.
Well, if
Like
he stays healthy, I mean,
he's
Minnesota's a dangerous team.
and if he's healthy,
He's
he's
arguably top 5 or
I
top
would
3
I
in the
would say
league.
best back in the league. If he's healthy, he's better than Jonathan Taylor. Just going, yeah, because if you go over the last 2 years, even before Taylor had his year last year, the way Cook was playing, but then he gets hurt, so it's like
Yeah, but it's just that injury bug.
I know, but I'm saying like if you,
That's why I can't invest behind that statement.
I will because I know if he was definitely healthy, he's better than Taylor, 100%.
All right.
And him and Derrick Henry are 1 and 2,
I would put Derrick Henry as number 1.
and then Nick Chubb there is top 3, top 5.
Yeah. All right. So here's what's interesting. This is why I say go to ESPN if you want more of a taste of what drafting is going to be like. Because why am I able to get Cooper Kupp at my third pick and then able to at least grab Javonte Williams 2 times? And in the second time, I was able to grab Justin Jefferson.
Right.
Now the computer, like I said, the Joe Mixon, Tyreek Hill is a good 1-2 punch. The Dalvin Cook, Saquon Barkley, that's you taking 2 guys on crutches right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's wild. Don't do that.
You
Please
know,
don't
you-
do that.
You want a safe bet? Honestly, you should grab from some. If you can't get Taylor, or Henry or Chubb, then you got to stick somewhere in the middle. You got to try to get maybe Joe Mixon, Austin Eckler, Najee Harris.
Well, wrap your mind around this. So now the 8th pick, right? My picks: Debo Samuel, Nick Chubb. Okay, it's not bad.
No, that's
You know what I
not.
mean? The second go, Cooper Cup, Nick Chubb. Why are you fucking kidding
How
me?
does that happen?
How am I getting Cooper Cup and Nick Chubb? The computer's picks: Cooper Cup, Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
Look, I like going wide receiver, running back, but if you're able to do that, you do that. You
You don't
100%.
pass up an
You
opportunity.
you don't do that.
Not at
Fuck
all.
that. You jump on that like a motherfucker.
Like white on rice.
Oh
baby.
yeah, you get on that. You get on that like it's
Yeah, this is big brain time.
yeah, 100%. 100%.
Yep.
And I'll tell you one thing. That's alarming. And look at your whole league.
Yeah.
You should be
So
looking at your league like
if
y'all are
if you
cake.
can do that and then build accordingly, you should be winning that league.
Oh yeah, 100%. You should 100%. You should look at everybody in your draft and go.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
For real.
Now the next computer generated picks were Joe Mixon and CeeDee Lamb. Not bad. It's a good 1-2 punch. So the computer kind of adapts to you in a sense a little bit, so where it'll start giving you better picks, right?
Okay.
But the third pick, like besides that Joe Mixon, Tyreek Hill, the other one was trash.
Right.
Alrighty. Now draft wizards. I'm not really a fan. I like RotoWire a little better. All right, so the third pick, I was able to pick Cooper Cup and Aaron Jones. I mean, then the computer picked Christian McCaffrey and Aaron Jones. Now, me personally, I wouldn't touch McCaffrey with a 10-foot pole.
Nope.
That's a guy on 4 crutches.
Yeah.
Then my picks again, I was able to grab Justin Jefferson and Aaron Jones. Right? The computer gave me Christian McCaffrey, Aaron Jones.
Right.
The 8th pick, I took Jamar Chase, Aaron Jones. My next picks, Stephon Diggs, Aaron Jones. The computer picked Dalvin Cook, Travis Kelce. And they did it again. Dalvin Cook and Travis Kelce.
I mean, that's not horrible. I mean, but
No,
you know,
it's not horrible, but
you're relying on Cook to be healthy, and then you're expecting the same from Kelsey, but it might be a little different this year. You know, I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, they got Juju, but that's kind of gonna really be like his safety net. So it's like, and teams are gonna be aware of that for the most part, and that should be a part of their game plan defensively. Is to really, contain Travis.
yeah.
You
So
know,
he could be seeing double coverage now, depending on matchups.
yeah.
All right, so now ESPN guys. My third pick in the first draft, I got Cooper Cup and Aaron Jones. All right, so depending on the way people are drafting, if they're drafting running backs, you may be able to pull that off.
Yeah.
Then the next draft at the third pick, I got Justin Jefferson and Javonte Williams. So, yeah, I got a highlighted wide receiver that's probably poised for a huge year. But Javonte Williams, I mean, his projections look really good. But
I mean, I have him as a top 15 running back.
yeah, but projections. Last year he looked all right. I don't know if he's going to have those it's hard to say. I don't trust projections.
Yeah, but it might be better with Russell Wilson at quarterback now.
Yes.
Because it's like, all right, well, do you really want to? I mean, there's no need to with Javante, but are you going to load the box to stop the run? Are you going to do that to Russ? Really? Come on now.
Yeah, Russ. Yeah,
So
Russ's season, so he's gonna see that and check out of it and
Yep.
go to a quick throw.
And even Russ has been one of the is a mobile quarterback in a sense, and he's really been the only one to maintain health and be really still be really good.
I
But
mean, he's played in every single game except for last season when he got hurt. That was his first time getting hurt.
yeah, so you know,
All right. Now, the eighth pick in ESPN drafts, I was able to grab Devontae Adams and Dalvin Cook. You know, which is not bad. I'll be honest with you. You know, like Jamar's gone, Justin's gone, Cooper's gone, and I'm able still to grab, what most people would argue is the best wide receiver in the league. And then, essentially still taking that gamble on Dalvin Cook.
yeah,
Um, then I was able to get Jamar Chase and Joe Mixon. So that's kind of like I'm essentially a Bengals fan that year. You know what I mean? Because they're on the same team. So you're hoping Joe just goes wild with them both. You know what I mean? Like, just throw
yeah,
it to both of them. You know what I mean? But that can, like I said, guys, in prior weeks, that can come back to haunt you.
yeah. I
You know?
mean, are they are is there going to be like a regression year now for like or is Cincinnati really going to stay at this high level and
Yeah.
you know
So, I mean, it's a risk, but if they have another year like they did last year,
you're
you're
good to
primed
go?
and ready. Now
Yep,
it depends on the next two picks. You know?
building accordingly and depth.
Yes.
You know,
Depth is the biggest thing, but like I've told you guys before, depth can come back to essentially hurt you because you may not know who to play every week.
yeah.
It's a toss up, but it's a great thing to have depth.
It is, but matchups are a son of a bitch because you're looking at two guys like, damn, I can start you because you're the star, but I love this guy because his matchup this week is fucking awesome. So it's like, and then the other guy you have, and then you already have a flex option most likely. So there's a lot definitely going on for sure. So
Yeah, there's a lot going on, but you, like I said, you guys got to do your due diligence, and we'll have, on Sundays our show of who you should start and who you sit. You know what I mean? And hopefully you're looking at other sources so you know who has the best projections that week to put up more points.
right.
And even if you guys like the show and during during the season, you tweet us out. We'll answer your tweets at the end of our show, in a segment of our show to tell you who you should be playing and who you shouldn't.
What based off matchups and stuff, yeah.
Hmm. All right, so let's go into our top 15 running backs.
Okay. So I had, God damn it,
God damn it.
Jonathan Taylor.
Number
This
one.
is actually, you know what? I'm gonna change. I'm actually gonna read you off of the top 20 that I made last night when I made my top 20 for each position because
Okay.
you know it's gonna be different a little bit. So one is Derrick Henry, two Jonathan Taylor, Joe Mixon, Dalvin Cook, Austin Eckler at five, Najee Harris at six, Christian McCaffrey at seven,
Eesh.
Aaron. Like I said, he's another if you stay healthy, but he's got. I mean, I think he's a bigger if of definitely getting hurt than Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook has at least played a little bit more. I think over these last couple of years, even with the injuries, or maybe kind of even. But I'm a Dalvin Cook fan, obviously. So, but either way, so Aaron Jones at eight, DeAndre Swift at nine, Nick Chubb at 10, Saquon Barkley 11, James Conner at 12, Leonard Fournette at 13, Kamara at 14, and Elliott at 15.
Elliott at 15.
Yeah.
All right. All right, so I have Jonathan Taylor at number one, just because of the year last year. I have Derrick Henry at number two. I have Nick Chubb at number three. Dalvin Cook at number four. Alvin Kamara at number five, but he's going to be suspended for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So depending on how long your season is and when you're willing to gamble.
And you got to figure they got to bye week 14, so if you get him for the rest of the season, that could be a good playoff pick for you if you
Yes,
get
it
the
could.
playoffs.
Mm-hmm. Number 6, Aaron Jones. I think he's going to have a great year because they're going to lean more on the run this year.
Yeah.
Number 7, Austin Eckler. Number 8, Joe Mixon. Number 9, Najee Harris. Number 10, Josh Jacobs. 11, Javonte Williams. 12, Christian McCaffrey. Saquon Barkley at 12.
I thought you just did 12.
All right, then 13. James Conner at 14. And then Miles Sanders at 15 from Philly. I mean, to me, running backs aren't the most important thing. That's why I don't have them ahead of the wide receivers the way I draft.
And they don't run in the NFL like they used to.
Exactly.
So they get used differently. Most teams deploy 2 or 3 running back systems.
And if you're looking at running backs in that system, it's simple who you're going to pick. Yes, you're going to look at touches, but you got to look at how they're used, especially like in New England, like Damian Harris and all the running back committee there, right?
Right.
Damian Harris usually is going to be the workhorse, but he's most likely going to get red zone touches. So you may pick him up later if he's not, no one's grabbed him as like a flex or a guy to fill in or a matchup.
Right. And don't forget to pay attention to your buys.
Yes. You don't want to stack up on buys. I mean, you can. I prefer to do it like that because then it's 1 week, you're going to take an L potentially, but you're good throughout the whole year.
Yeah.
It's damn near impossible to draft everybody on the same bye week. So it's
No, I get it, but I mean, at least for your main guys, you're like your core 2 or 3 that you're gonna build your team around. Honestly, I prefer them to hopefully have a bye early. Get that bye in early, and then you got the rest of the season.
Yeah.
You don't want the playoffs. What's weekly playoffs usually start? 13 or 14?
14, maybe 15.
I mean, depending on the league, if playoffs are going to start week 13, week 14, you don't want someone that's going to have a bye week that week.
Yeah, that'll definitely hurt you in the playoffs. So, Dan, you're absolutely right.
Or even 10 or 11, because if you're in the hunt and you're, a game or 2 back, those games right there, weeks 9, 10, and 11 are big games.
Yeah, especially from your big stars on your lineup, the guys that usually put up your big points.
Yeah. So, just something to think about, but you build how you want to build. It's your team.
It depends on your
money
league.
spent, no money spent.
Hey, look, you guys can send us your lineups and see how they look, so we can take a look at them, or just to say, hey, this is the way I drafted, and look at how it's going for me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
We'll probably have a draft on Saturday, and we'll have our lineups ready to go for Sunday.
Yeah.
So y'all can see what we got.
Mm-hmm.
So.
All right, so let's get into this week's versus.
Hawkeye. So Warren Sapp and Aaron Donald.
Yeah, this is gonna be a doozy.
And then when I was looking into this is kind of why one of my hated or love it's was Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yo.
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, because my wire moved.
Oh.
That's why I had Von Miller. Is it possible he can crack the top 10 and get up there with some of these guys? But so Warren Sapp, he played 13 years. He's a Hall of Famer. He's won a championship with the Bucks. He was Defensive Player of the Year, 4-time First Team All-Pro, 2-time Second Team All-Pro, 7-time Pro Bowler, All Rookies Team, National Champion. Won a couple awards in college. The Vince Lombardi Award. Awarded to the player who best embodies values and spirits of Vince Lombardi. The Bronco Nagurski Award, awarded to the best defensive player in the NCAA. And Bill Willis Trophy, top college defensive lineman. 573 tackles, yeah, 96 and a half sacks, 19 forced fumbles, 4 picks, 3 touchdowns. He's a member of the 1990s and 2000s All-Decade team.
Damn.
Yeah.
Let's see them stats. Let's see them stats.
I went over them.
Oh, all right.
573 tackles, 96 and a half sacks, 19 forced fumbles, 4 picks, 3 touchdowns, 198 games played. I'm thinking about how good he is and how he's one of the best defensive linemen ever, but to really only see that he only had 96 and a half sacks is like, it feels like it's definitely low.
Well, during his time, they did run the ball more.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a great run stuffer.
Yeah, he definitely was.
I mean, at the nose tackle position, he was great. Especially for a nose tackle to have 96 sacks.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So, I mean, maybe that's why if he played in today's league, he may have had more sacks.
It's possible.
All right, so Aaron Donald, 1 Super Bowl champion, 7-time All-Pro, 8-time Pro Bowl, Hall of Fame All 2010s team, 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, 2014 Defensive Rookie of the Year, 2-time, I don't even know what these fucking abbreviations are. All right, so he's played in 127 games. He has no interceptions. He has 23 forced fumbles, 6 recoveries, 40 yards on him. He has 98 sacks. He has 441 combined tackles, 285 solo tackles, 156 assists, 150 tackles for loss, 226 QB hits, 1 safety. The way it looks right now, honestly, I think Aaron Donald's better.
Sounds like it.
It sounds like it.
A little bit, yeah.
And I think when all is said and done, he'll probably put out better stats.
Yeah.
So it's looking like it. But I would say from watching Warren Sapp, I mean, I wish he played in this day and era. It probably he would have more sacks, like we just said. I mean, it definitely is a preference thing. But
I'd still rather have Sapp. No doubt in my mind. I get everything Donald's been in, but it's just Sapp was one of those guys I enjoyed watching as a kid. Anytime you've seen him on TV, and then, playing with Miami.
That's why you wanted fucking to pick him. I wanted him too, but I had to take Aaron Donald.
Hey, the minute you said this versus for the week, I was like, that's the guy.
That's the guy. I think Aaron Donald though is better.
Yeah.
I mean, his best season for sacks was 20 and a half sacks. He's an impactful player just as Warren Sapp was. I mean,
yes.
Especially, we've seen it in the Super Bowl, the last play of the Super Bowl. If it wasn't for him, Joe Burrow makes that throw to fucking Jamar Chase, and that game is over.
Yeah.
And he's been doing it consistently at this level since he came in.
He has. Yeah.
And he's gotten better. And
stayed at that level.
Yeah, and stayed at that level. Now, but I think he's going to, he signed that contract extension. He's going to play that out, and then he's going to walk away. He's already expressed interest to walk away.
Yeah.
But
I agree.
he'll definitely crack 100. I think 115 sacks he'll get over.
Yeah,
I could see him getting 17 more sacks. The tackles will go up. The tackles for loss will go up. The forced fumbles, strip sacks.
absolutely.
Maybe he'll get himself an interception.
Maybe, but it's not going to be a deal breaker. So, yeah, you said preference.
Hey, it's preference. How many years did Warren Sapp play?
13.
Aaron Donald's only played 8 seasons. So he's
You know?
amassed this in 8 seasons where Warren Sapp amassed that in 13.
Yeah, and you got to figure different era, different age. Back then, way more physical as compared to now. Just they ran the ball more then as opposed to now. Just not saying that as an excuse, but the game has definitely changed since then.
Yeah.
So, two different eras.
But wouldn't we say that Aaron Donald is basically Warren Sapp of nowadays? Because
Um,
Warren Sapp came through the era where it was going to passing, and he kind of did, change with it, right? But then he tapered off at the end of his career. Now Aaron Donald's is on a 3-year extension, so he's gonna play 3 more years. So he'll have 11 seasons to Warren Sapp's 13.
right. Maybe you could say him. If anything, I was gonna say, you know, maybe Vince Wilfork would have been. Even though the stats, aren't proven, it's like just for their position and, because Donald's an end, you know,
Yeah, but he
fucking
plays the nose pretty much.
not as much as Wilfork did, and not as much as Sapp did.
Yeah.
So if you want to really just go based off position, I don't think he's would fit that mold. But as far as just overall, yeah,
I think he definitely fit that mold. If they told him, look, you have to play center, he would, or nose, he would definitely do it. But he's so athletic and so good, and they want to give him opportunities to get to the quarterback. They move him around,
right.
which,
They move him around as well.
yeah, but they didn't move him around as much as they move Aaron Donald around, which isn't,
Yeah,
Vince Wilfork or Warren Sapp's fault.
yeah, it was just different, different times,
Different times.
different situations.
Yeah.
But
I think here the stats don't lie, though. Especially if he puts up over 115 sacks in those 3 years, he's gonna crack that list to be on that list.
yeah, like really, that's it.
What?
So I just looked up Vince Wilfork. He also came from Miami. He also played 13 years. But career-wise, he only had 16 sacks. He had 560 tackles, almost as many as Warren did. But Warren was he was like you know what he was? He was like the Pac-Man, and just fucking just ate everything up in the center, just fucking annihilated everything.
Yeah, or like Jay Ratliff,
Yeah,
how he was for the Cowboys.
right.
It's just a guy that just ate everything up. Like you weren't getting through those two gaps between the center.
Yeah, Pat Williams was another one too.
Yeah.
He was dope. The Williams wall.
Williams Wall. So Aaron Donald's essentially outplaying all the greatest, defensive nose guards
Yeah,
or tackles, whatever you want to say.
right.
So
No,
I think that's enough proof to put him above Warren Sapp. But like we said before, it is a preference.
yeah, absolutely. A case can be made for both.
Yeah, 100%.
Even you could even see now he's not going to get nowhere near like the Jared Allens, DeMarcus Wares. I
Well,
don't think.
they were outside linebackers.
Well, Jared Allen played off the end.
He did, but he was
That's where he was with Kansas City.
yeah, but he was classified as an outside linebacker, wouldn't he?
Not like DeMarcus Ware was.
Oh yeah, you're right, you're right. Jared Allen did play the end, and
Yeah,
Ware was an outside linebacker.
right.
So Allen was, or like Michael Strahan. Michael Strahan was on the end,
Yeah.
or Reggie White, wasn't he a defensive tackle?
I believe defensive tackle. Do defensive end.
Yeah, I see it.
Interesting. Interesting.
Hmm.
Yeah, but honestly, Von Miller. I mean, Aaron Donald's only going to play another 2 years, but Von Miller is the last. Honestly, the
No,
last
he's
guy
gonna
in
play
the.
another 3 years. Well, after
Who?
after this year's too. Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry.
And Von Miller's going to be the only last defensive player that's really going to be able to get close and crack that top 10. And, even with J.J. Watt and everything, he still doesn't, I don't even think he's near 100. He's probably at like 70 something, maybe 80. But, Von Miller's going to be that last guy for a while.
Well,
Before
I
they
mean,
get.
J.J. Watt has 102 sacks.
Okay, so yeah. But still, to get into that top 10, he needs another at least 25 or 30. And I don't see that happening.
Yeah, I don't see it. It's
I
also
mean,
the injuries piled upon him.
yeah, and he's not that same player he was.
He's definitely gonna be a Hall of Famer without a doubt.
Yeah, I
Dude,
could.
he kind of like changed the game for fucking linemen. You know what I mean?
Right.
This guy was fucking picking balls off and taking them to the house, catching it on fucking offense when they needed him to. He was doing everything, bro. Like
Yeah,
he was winning games for the Texans by himself. You know what I mean?
he was. Yeah. Well, he's a member of the Hall of Fame All 2010s team. The Milkman.
Who, J.J. Watt?
Uh, yeah, that's one of his
You just
nicknames.
call. I was about to say, do you just call him the Milkman for no or
No, that.
J.J. Swat?
Yeah, that's what it says right here on Pro Football Reference.
The Milkman.
So how old is he?
Oh man, if I ever meet
Hey,
J.J.
not.
Watt, that's the first thing I'm saying to him.
What's up, Milkman?
And well, if he wasn't that big, I'd milk him too while I said it, but I'm not milking him.
Yeah, no, that's a big boy.
That's a big boy.
It's fucking. It's like a giant out there on the field. It's like a giant amongst men
Yeah.
and men amongst boys. 33. So, yeah, no, that's honestly he's probably done in like 2 or 3 years.
Oh, JJ, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think JJ and Donald will probably walk away like relatively at the same time.
same thing. Yeah. So,
So I wonder who's gonna finish with more sacks. JJ got 6 more.
I think Aaron will finish with more. He's healthier. He's.
Well, barring if both of
he-
them stay healthy.
I don't know who's JJ playing for.
Arizona.
Arizona. I still say Aaron. Honestly, Aaron's gonna stay healthy. I think JJ is gonna have a setback. And Aaron, I feel, is in a better position to be able to achieve that. Based off of where his team is compared to where Arizona is, and I think Aaron's definitely got the better shot to finish with more.
I hope JJ finishes with more, but I agree with you.
Why JJ?
Because I love JJ Watt.
I mean, that really don't matter, but it will be Aaron Donald to finish with more. I think so. So,
Oh, we're also forgetting about a lot of fucking Hall of Fame. Derek Thomas.
Yeah, no, I know, but just to get into the top 10, you have to crack. You have to get at least. I think it's
137 and a half.
yeah. So, you know,
You got Bruce Smith with 200 sacks.
that's just insane.
Insane.
It's like,
Reggie White with 198. Kevin Green with 160. Julius Peppers with 159 and a half.
yeah,
Chris Dolman with 150 and a half. Michael Strahan with 141 and a half.
and that's just really making you think. You go back to and remember watching them play, and they were like, yeah, those guys were great, but it was like, wow, they were really that good.
Yeah.
Like, damn.
Jason Taylor with 139 and a half. Terrell Suggs with 139. DeMarcus Ware with 138 and a half. Richard Dent with 137 and a half. John Randall, Jared Allen with 136. John Abram with 133 and a half. Lawrence Taylor, 132 and a half. Leslie O'Neal, why would you do that to your child? 132 and a half. Ricky Jackson, 132 and a half. Oh no, Ricky Jackson, 128. Derek Thomas, 126 and a half. Dwight Freeney, 125 and a half. Robert Mathis, 123. Simeon Rice, 122. So JJ needs 20 sacks to at least get into the top 20. Aaron Donald needs 20. He needs 26.
I think Aaron Donald will do it, and I also think Von Miller will do it too.
What's he at?
I forget, but he's definitely he's within striking distance, especially if he no my shit, what the fuck, fucking Internet Explorer. I forget. I was looking at it the other day.
He's got 115.
See,
And a half.
okay, and if he plays another 6 years or 5 years, like he wants to fulfill this contract and stays healthy, I don't see why he can't get 32. I mean, 20. What is it going to be? 22, 23 sacks?
He needs 22.
22? Okay, see? He can definitely do it.
22 in 5 years.
But then once he's gone, once Watt's gone, once Donald's gone, how long do you think it's going to be before we see that next guy to be like that?
Shit.
I mean, because I don't even think Khalil Mack's got a chance to do it.
Yeah, and he'll be gone soon too.
Yeah, so that's it. They're gonna be the last of the bunch for a while. So
Von Miller's 22 is 22nd right now. Chandler Jones, he's at 107. Cameron Jordan's at 107.
yeah, they're not doing it.
Chandler Jones has a chance to at least crack.
Well, how old is he now?
Oh, he's got to be old too. Yeah.
He is. He had 10.5 last year. He's got to be in his 30s.
Robert Quinn, he's at 101. Calais Campbell, he's at 93 and a half. I hope he at least breaks 100.
Yeah.
Jason Pierre-Paul, he's at 91 and a half. Everson
No
Griffith's
way.
at 85 and a half.
They're not even going to touch 100.
Khalil Mack's at 76 and a half. Geno Atkins is at 75 and a half. Holy shit, bro.
What?
TJ Watt is at 72 and he's only played 4 years.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, I think TJ Watt, when it's all said and done, he may be close to that 200 mark.
It's possible.
Dude, 4 years. All right, so all right, so another 4 years. Let's just average 72, right?
That's 140,
44.
and that doesn't. And I don't even think he'll be 30 by that point, or
Dude,
he
if he
might be
plays
getting.
12 years at an average of, let's say 72, let's say 60 for every 4 years, right? So
If
that's
he
one.
does that for 3 more years, he'll be 30 years old. That'll put him at 144. You mean to tell me if he doesn't stay healthy for 5 or 6 more years,
He can't
that
crack
he
the 200 mark.
or at least crack the top three?
Well, the top three is
200, 198, and
at
then
160.
yeah,
I think he can crack the 160 at the pace
yeah,
he's on right now.
yep, and crack that top three leaderboard.
Wow, he may go down as a better fucking player than his brother. And we were just bigging
Yeah,
up JJ Watt. Holy fuck.
and it's not that I forgot about him, but I just in my mind didn't think that he had that many.
Yeah, like I know he's been a dominant force since he came in, but I didn't know it was 72. Like,
It's
good
like,
God, fuck.
yeah,
4 years, you're already at 72? Jesus. That's 18 sacks a year.
yeah.
Good golly.
The I'm gonna go to his individual season and look that up.
What, TJ Watt?
Yeah,
Excuse me.
I gotta break that down now.
He's like, I gotta look at that better now.
We gotta digest that for a second. That's oh my god, he had 22 and a half last year.
Yeah, exactly. Like, holy fuck. Like, my man,
Alright, so
7 his first
7,
year.
13, 14 and a half, 15, and then 22
22.
and a half.
Good God.
Yeah.
So let's
Oh,
say he puts up another. Let's say he puts up 2 more in his career. He puts up 2 more 20 sack seasons.
So
That's 40 already on it.
yeah,
And
that's
then
$110.
years of him just averaging 13. So 2 years, right?
15, 16.
Jesus. So 2 years of 20. That's 40 on top of the. That's 112. And then 4 years of 13. So that's 40.
If he keeps this up,
52.
wow.
52, 112, 164. Dude, yeah. That's just 4 years of 13 plus 2 years of 20. That's 6 years. Let's put on 2 more years of 14. We'll just say 14, 28. Jeez, that's 188 sacks. Good fuck.
Yeah, that's
Holy shit.
honestly, I hope he does it.
So do I. Good God.
I do. I hope he does it.
Yeah, and he almost, like last year, 22 and a half sacks. He almost broke the fucking sack record for a season. I think he tied it. I think it's 22 and a half. He tied it.
Damn. Let's see. $22 and a half, yeah. So it's Strahan and T.J. Watt that are tied with that. Wow, exactly 20 years apart too. Strahan did that in 2001, and
Wow.
Watt did. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that may be like an average thing. That may be a trend. Like every 20 years, we see like some of the greatest fucking talent ever.
Right.
Especially at that position because they play the same position.
Yeah.
22 and a half. Good fucking God. And he was hurt last year too.
Was he?
Yeah. Now that's a kick in the ass right there. The motherfucker was hurt.
Wow. Insane. Let's see. How many games did he play last year?
Oh, he
He
missed 2
played
games.
15 games.
He missed 2 games. So, oh my God, dude, if he played those 2 games,
He's
shit.
breaking that record.
Yeah, it may be like 24, 25 and a half.
Yeah.
Holy shit. That's fucking crazy. Yo, TJ Watt may be one of the
Yeah,
goats.
he's gonna end up going down as a
Yeah, he may be one of the goats.
yeah. He could be a potential goat here.
That's the wrong motherfucker to go at.
Yeah,
Good
and to be
God.
better than his brother, and we saw how his brother transformed and did what his brother did.
But I love
And
how the verses started at Aaron Donald, Warren Sapp, and then we got into the whole list of all the greats and how great they really were, and then we just stumble upon not thinking about it. We know 22 and a half sacks. Like at the moment last year, we knew he tied the record. It's like, all right, this kid's he's young, he's pretty.
we knew he was good.
Yeah, he's pretty fucking good. Then you look at where he's at on the list, and it's like he's only played fucking 4 years, and he has 72 fucking sacks. Holy shit!
He plays 8 more years. He's cracking that top 5, top 3.
Oh, I 100% I believe it. All right, guys, thanks for joining us this week. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good weekend, or the rest of it. Enjoy your week.
Sure.
We'll see.